Hey there everybody, my name is Keno and welcome back to your Toronto Maple Leafs franchise mode series here on the channel. Now, this team has been on a bit of a hot run lately. We've been doing very well. We're currently 8-2-0 in our last 10, 30, 22, and 3 so far in the season, 55 games in. We're 11 points back of division lead and 7 points back of a divisional spot to the Detroit Red Wings. Okay, we're barely even really clinging on to a wild card spot, with the Blue Jackets and Devils also fighting in the Metropolitan Division. This is going to be a tough finale to this season, and because of that, I'm going to take it a little slow here. We have, I believe, 7 or 8 games until the trade deadline. I might be wrong, might be even fewer than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 games until the trade deadline, actually. And I feel like I'm going to use all of those 8 games to see what this team really is. I'm not going to slow sim all of them because that'll take forever, and 8 games worth of content in a video is just not something I'm going to be putting out. But we're going to be taking it a little slower here, okay? We have our lines that have worked for us so far. We're on a bit of a streak. I don't want to make any line changes right now because I don't want to mess it up. But we should be a contending team. We should be a dominating team. Our first line consists of 2 94 overall players. We should be an absolute dynamo of a team, and the fact that we're just above 500 is a little rough. It's a little rough for me to accept right now. Also, quick thing I'm going to say, if I'm stuttering or stumbling, I always address this in my videos. I think that's one of the number one things I address, aside from plus minus not being a good defensive metric, aside from in the EA Sports NHL. But if I'm stuttering or stumbling, it's late at night. I really want to get some videos out and get some videos recorded. And the dedication you guys have shown to subscribing to my videos lately has really helped me keep going and keep this motor rolling. I just wanted to say quickly, and I know that you probably heard this so many times, but if you are liking these videos and you are liking these series and you're supporting the channel, then consider subscribing. You know, I have a lot of my viewers that aren't currently subscribed, and you know what? If you're liking the content, I like it. I like seeing the views. It's fun. It's awesome seeing how much this content is reaching different people. But it's nice to see the subscriber count go up sometimes. I'm not going to push too much anymore. I'm not even going to mention it for the rest of the video because that's just too much for me. It's too much neediness. So we're going to get on. We're going to get going in here. Game 56 of the season. As is tradition, we're going to slow sim the first and last games of this video. Don't know how much we're going to get done in this video. Probably just through the trade deadline. Maybe finish off the season if we have some momentum going. But let's go. First period of game 56 against the Vegas Golden Knights here. And we have a 2-0 lead from goals by Pontus Holmberg alone. Very good. Shots are 12-10 for the Vegas Golden Knights, but we currently lead this one 2-0. Let's see, second period. And another goal on the power play, this time by Matthew Nyes. We lead this one 3-0, and we lead in the shot department 21-19. So we're really dominating this Vegas Golden Knights team. It's just a matter of if the door stays closed, if Joe Woll can keep the Vegas Golden Knights from getting past him. I probably just jinxed him. Let's see. Quick sim in the third. I did. A shorthanded goal just a few minutes into the third period from Ben Hutton, of all people. But that's the only goal of that third period, and we take the win 3-1 over the Vegas Golden Knights. We outshoot them 32-28 as well. So very good way to start this video here, and to keep this streak going. We're now 31, 22, and 3, 8-2-0 still in our last 10, but that's going to change very soon. Max Lajoie is back in the AHL, but we're going to quick sim this one against the Colorado Avalanche, who are a pretty decent team on a bit of a heater lately. Let's see. Dmitry Chinnikov is hurt down in the Marlies, and we lose that one 7-5. So that's a rough one. All right, back up against the Vegas Golden Knights. Let's see, can we convert and get another win here? Get the ball rolling again, and we do a 5-3 win there. So a bit rocky. This game really depends on if Joe Woll stays in net. I have my rule of 2 losses in 3 games, and you're in the backup position again. We're up against a pretty weak Arizona Coyotes team, but that is the channel curse. A weak team means a probable win for that team. We're going to quick sim this one. Lageson's fully healed, so we want to get him in the lineup as much as we can, and it's a 6-5 shootout loss, because of course it is. But Matthews has 40 goals in 59 games, so that's an impressive stat line there. We are currently holding on to our wildcard spot, and getting those points still helps, even if it's a loss in overtime. It's a point, so we're 5 points back. No, sorry, 9 points back of the Detroit Red Wings for that third place in the division. we can still keep climbing here. I mean, I'm nervous, but we're going to go up against the New York Rangers here. We're going to slow sim this one because I want to see how the shot differential really adds up. It seems to make a big difference. But let's see. Against the Rangers here, game 60 of the season, first period. I simmed a little prematurely there, but the score is 0-0. Shots are 12-10 for the New York Rangers. Nobody's gotten one past the goalies yet, though, so Wolves standing tall. Second period. Nobody's gotten a goal yet. Nobody's gotten a goal yet. Shots are 22-19 in favor of your Toronto Maple Leafs, but nobody's gotten a goal yet. Let's see. Quick sim the third. Oh, that's a good game. Domi gets the first goal of the game on the power play, followed by another goal on the power play by William Nylander, followed by another goal on the power play by Matthew Knies. Shots were 37-23 for your Toronto Maple Leafs, and we win 3-0. A nice, tidy shutout for Joe Woll as we head into the final stretch before the trade deadline. And Alex Steeves is hurt. He's going to be out for a bit, but we can easily replace him. He's just a fourth liner. No, he's just a fourth liner, but you know what I mean. Matthews has 40 goals in 60 games, 75 points. Very good season. Very good season for our star center. Let's take a look at how everyone's doing. We're still in the top wildcard spot, so that's promising for us, but I'd rather get a divisional spot, honestly. Domi with 33 points in 60 games. That's pretty good. Matthews, as we saw, was 75 and 60, and Marner is doing great with 67 and 58. Matthew Knies on that second line with 45 and 60 is very good. Tavares with 55 and 58, very good. And Bertuzzi doing great with 33 and 46, so he's really turning it on. I wish he actually produced this well for the Leafs in real life, but you know he's gonna come alive. Kalle Yarncrow with 23 and 45 and 45. Sorry, Holmberg, he's been doing pretty good, 23 and 60. I wish there was more. And then Nylander has done great, 54 and 60. I wish it was a little higher. Maybe if I put him on that second line with Knies and Tavares again. Yeah, and we get that plus attribute too. Gregor with the minus 20, so he's just, him and Camp have got to get off the ice. All right, let me make some changes. I'll be right back. All right, we are gonna make a trade here. Now, I know I said that I wasn't gonna move out Camp, but you know what? I felt like it was time, and he's not gonna be the only one on his way out the door this video. I think the Camp contract is not looking too great. I mean, I'm gonna go into this trade quickly, so we can look at Camp's attributes. I love his attributes. He's decent offensively, decent puck skills, but that defensive category, the aggressive category, those are what I really like. He's only 29. He's got a decent contract, but not for a guy who's contributing as badly as he is with 14 points in 56 games and a minus 15. I need him to be a defensive player, and he's not doing that for me. He's not as bad as Noah Gregor. Maybe there's some merit to keeping him, but I think it's time to move on from him, and we're going to be moving him to the Nashville Predators, who are struggling this season. And one of the reasons they're struggling is because Thomas Novak is not having the season that he had last season. He had 43 points in 51 games last season, now only 27 and 60 and a minus 17. So it's kind of a lateral move, but the thing is that Novak's younger. He's only on a 1-year contract, so if we want to move him out, we can. We do have RFA control over him, restricted free agency control, I mean, and his offensive attributes are better. He's faster, he's got decent defensive attributes, but that 88 offensive awareness, 86 in puck skills, that's what I'm looking at right there. And we pick up a second-round pick from the Predators here that they got from the Winnipeg Jets. I think this is a really good trade here. I want to see if there's quickly anything else that I can add to the trade. I don't think there's going to be. I mean, I don't see them being able to add anything on. I think this is a pretty fair trade, honestly, in my opinion. Yeah, I think we're going to keep them, maybe like a Gus Nyquist for the rest of the season. No, he's got 2 years, so we're not going to do that. And Alexander Carey, oh, you know what? Look at that. Dante Fabro right there. He's taken a big hit. He has taken a big hit. I think that's who we bring in. We're going to add a little bit here because I know Fabro, they don't want to move on from Fabro. We're going to throw Lejoie in here. So Camp, Lejoie, and maybe a pick, because it only makes sense to add in a pick as well. We're going to add in our 5th rounder from this year's draft. So Camp, Lejoie, and a 5th for Novak, Fabro, and a 2nd-round pick in this year's draft. I think that's a pretty good trade. I think that's a pretty damn good trade here. I'm going to push it through. I mean, I could go for Tyson Barrie again, but I kind of want to go somewhere different. Maybe let's take a quick look. Let's take a quick look at Ty Berry. I might have to take out that second. 27 points in 62 games, and he's only a -5, eating 21 minutes a night. No, you know what? That's the guy we go for. 1 year left. Novak, Berry a second for Camp Lajoie a fifth. Does this go through? No. Okay, I'm going to have to sweeten it just a bit. Honestly, I don't think it's going to take too much. I'm not throwing Hildeby in there. We're going to do a 6th from this year's draft and a 5th 2 years from now. That'll get it done. So Camp Lajoie, a 5th and a 6th, split up by 2 years for Thomas Novak, Ty Berry back to the Leafs, and a 2nd round pick. Does this go through? It does. Let me make some line changes and some roster moves quickly. All right, and before I show you the lines, I want to make more moves. We're going to move Ryan Reeves out the door. I know in the last time we did it before the file got deleted by EA, we had lost Ryan Reeves to waivers, I believe, to the Chicago Blackhawks. This time, I'm not risking that. I'm moving him out the door. I feel like that's the way they're going to do in the real life NHL. It just makes sense. I'm going to send him out the door to the Calgary Flames for a 4th round pick in this year's draft and a 3rd round pick in next year's draft. There's some other trades available. Will Kyle from the New York Rangers plus a pick. That might be good. But I'm going to go here with the draft picks instead, and maybe we can hit on both of them. But Ryan Reeves to the Calgary Flames out the door, and we're not done yet. This one might not make sense, but to me it does. I just want them off the team. Noah Gregor and John Klingberg to the Minnesota Wild for a 3rd and a 5th round pick. Now I know I could probably just keep Klingberg down in the minors and lose him for nothing, as it looks like they're going to do in the real life NHL, but I just kind of want to make a free roster space available at any chance that I can and just add a little bit of trade value here. It's a 5th round pick in this year's draft and a 3rd round pick in next year's draft. Goodbye to both of you. I'm not going to miss you. Let me make some roster moves and I'll be back with you and show you the new lines for your Toronto Maple Leafs. All right, and your new lines for the Toronto Maple Leafs are Domi, Matthews, Marner with that +5 attribute bonus, with Yarncrow, Tavares, and Nylander on the 2nd line, and Nyes, Novak, Bertuzzi on that new 3rd line. I like that 3rd line a lot more. They have the +2 attribute bonus as to the 2nd line. I really like that. And then the 4th line of McMahon with Aberzizi and Holmberg. Holmberg got demoted because he wasn't doing great, but he does have power play time now, so hopefully that changes things up. And then defensively, we got a really odd one of Riley Berry on the top pair because that +4, and then McCabe Liljegren on the 2nd pair and Giordano Brody on that 3rd pair. And we also have a bit of a logjam because we still have Benoit and Lagesson both listed as top 6 defenders ready to step in. So maybe we take we move on from TJ Brody and capitalize on his value. That honestly seems like something we could look into doing, and I might do that, but we're gonna stick with what we have right now just to see what we can do. Let me fix these AHL lines and I'll be right back with you. All right, AHL lines are set, and don't kill me, but I've made a change to the NHL lines as well. I currently have TJ Brody sitting with William Lagesson on that 3rd pair with Mark Giordano. If that works out, or if I have to put Lagesson back with Liljegren because they did well on that 2nd pair, then we'll move on from TJ Brody and capitalize on the trade value that he has. But we have a 3-game span here to see what happens against the Boston Bruins here, who are 8-2-0, and I mean, it is the Boston Bruins. They always beat us. We're going to quick sim this one. How's the team do? No way. Barry gets hurt in his 1st game back with the Leafs. He's out till March 12th. Well, it looks like Brody's back in the lineup. I'm going to make some changes though, because I want to see if the team can do okay, and we lose 3-2 in the shootout there. So I mean, that's not the biggest notice for us, but let's see. I'm going to take Barry or Brody back out because I really want to see how this team does without him. We're going to go like this. Giordano and McCabe on the 3rd pair, Benoit, Liljegren on the 2nd pair. No, sorry, Lagesson, Liljegren on that 2nd pair, and then Riley and Benoit on that 1st pair. Ooh, that's rough, but we have to see how this team does with line combinations. Up against the Buffalo Sabres here, they're also 8-2-0 in their last 10. Can we win this one? Spencer Silva is hurt down on the Marlies. That's unfortunate, and we lose 2-0 there, so no offensive contribution from the team. Final game before the trade deadline, up against the Bruins again, who are 9-1-0. Let's see if we can add another loss to that column. We're going to slow sim this one. 1st period. And it's 1-1 after the 1st. Pasternak gets a goal for the Bruins, and then Domi gets one on the power play. Shots are 12-8 for the Toronto Maple Leafs, but the score is currently even, one apiece. Let's see, second period. And the Bruins get going. Carlo gets a goal for the Bruins, and then Marchand gets another one. I don't think I've been doing my rule of 2 when it comes to goalies. I think I've been so caught up in how they've been doing that I've just been giving Woll the start. Rough. We're outshooting them 25-19, but the Bruins currently lead 3-1 going into the third period. Gonna quick sim this one. Can they bounce back? And we do. DeBrusk makes it 4-1 for the Bruins. It was 4-1. It was 4-1. I can say it. DeBrusk makes it 4-1, but then Novak gets a goal. Maybe his first as a Leaf, then Abruzzese, then Matthews, and then Nylander. 4 unanswered goals to make it 5-4 for your Toronto Maple Leafs. What a comeback win for us just before the trade deadline. That's what I'd like to see, although I didn't like that we allowed 4 freaking goals in the first place. Let's take a look at how this team has done. So most specifically, I want to see how the new acquisitions have done, and Novak with 1 point in 3 games and a -2 is not looking too great. And then we know how Barry's done. He was out in his first game with the team, so not promising. Benoit with 6 goals, 7 assists in 47 games and a -3. Lagesson still doing good. Lagesson is definitely a top 4 defender for us. You know what? I honestly think we are good to move on from Brody. I think we're good to move on from Brody and see what we can get. And then I will be putting Woll in the backup spot. He's got 37 games under his belt and 20 wins in those 37 games, and he's not doing bad, but we got to give Sammy some starts here. I'm going to look for what trades we can make quickly, and then we're going to go through the trade deadline. If I can find a good partner for TJ Brody, then I will, but I will let you guys know. All right, and here is the trade that I'm looking to make. I know it doesn't make sense. We're pumping up another Canadian team, especially a team that doesn't need much more pumping up. They're 38, 15, and 8, but I plan to send TJ Brody, a 4th round pick in this year's draft and a 6th round pick in this year's draft, to the Winnipeg Jets for Elias Salomonsson and a 2nd round pick. Now, second round pick might be a little too much to get. We're gonna have to see, but Elias Salomonsson is the main target of this trade. He's a 73 overall currently. He's only 19 though. That offensive awareness is already busting. It's crazy. It's good. It's what we need. He's gonna be a perfect defenseman like Toby Niemela in the puck moving category. We're gonna see, does this go through? I know it seems like a weird thing to get rid of a top 4 defenseman just before a possible playoff run, but I think he fits better off the team, if that makes sense. Let's see. Does this go through? It does. So the Winnipeg Jets get a new top 4 defender, and we get a good, I think, blue chip prospect here. So I don't really think I have to make any line changes right now. I think we're good to go. I'm going to take a look at free agency, but I don't think there's anyone even depth-wise available here for us. Maybe Svechnikov, maybe White. There's some okay players, but nobody's like jumping out at me. I'm gonna sign Matt Hellickson because he is on the Marlies anyways. I'm gonna sign him for the rest of this year, and I'm gonna look around and see who. Oh, you know what? We have to. Leo Komarov back with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Has to happen. I'm gonna take a look around, see if there's any depth. Oh, yep. You know what? I think we're good. I think we're gonna be okay. We're just gonna sign a whole bunch of Leaf veterans here. I'll see if I find any more. Maybe even like a, oh yeah, you know, oh that's not Jack Johnson. That's Jonathan Johnson. I thought that was Jack Johnson there. No, I think we're good. I don't think there's any other free agents available that I really want to add to the team. Isaac Ratcliffe, Justin Bailey, Duda. No, there's not really anyone here jumping out of the page for me. So I'm going to see if there's any depth pieces available for a quick trade, and I'll be back with you guys. All right, a quick trade here with the Anaheim Ducks. 2 fifths, one in this year's draft and one next year's draft, for Chase DeLeo, who's a pretty good offensive depth option for us, along with Colton White on the defensive end and Trevor Carrick on the defensive end, who's not really much of anything, but he adds depth for us. Let's see, can this trade go through? It does. It's actually a bit of an overpayment, but I don't mind. I'm going to look for one more trade, and then we'll be done with our trade deadline moves. And that's all the moves I think I'm going to be making with this team. I think we've got a decent amount of depth here. We added a scoring forward in Thomas Novak. We just need him to actually score. I was looking at making a trade to possibly bring in the likes of a Kirill Marchenko for that second line, or even a Victor Olofsson, and I'm still considering going for Victor Olofsson because, well, that would be a good complimentary score for that second line, and Yarncrow has not been that. I mean, 24 points in 48 games isn't bad, but imagine Yarncrow on that fourth line with Abrazazi and Holmberg, and then Olofsson on that second line. That sounds good. That sounds good. You know what? I'm going to see what I can do. It's shocking how often I talk myself out of something or talk myself into something in any of my franchise mode series on this channel. But here we go, a 3rd and a 7th to the Buffalo Sabres. We're going to take on the full might of that contract and bring Victor Olofsson onto the team, and it goes through. So let me make some line changes, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, and staying true with what I said at the end of last video, for every year that we have Matthews locked up in his prime and now Nylander not locked up in his prime, we gotta be buyers. And look at this team now. Max Domi with Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner on that top line, Victor Olofsson with Tavares and Nylander on that second line, Nyes, Novak, and Bertuzzi on the third line, Yarncrow, Abrazizi, and Holmberg on that fourth line. These last two lines can be interchangeable. Either of them can be fourth or second or third lines. I think Tavares and Nylander kind of make themselves the second line but de facto. But man, this team is deep. And then on the defense, you know, I know we lost TJ Brody, but Lagesson and Benoit aren't doing too bad. We did add another defenseman in Colton White, and we still have Ty Berry, so we're gonna have to make some waiver declarations once some of these players get back. Maybe we lose Steves. I hope we don't lose anybody here. Well, we're gonna have to see. I think this team is looking better than it has before. I think we've made the proper moves to make this team deep, and we're gonna go through the rest of this season here and see how this team finishes off. Do we finish off strong? Okay, Nick Robinson hurt down in the AHL, so good thing I didn't rely on him to come up. Matt Hellickson has signed, Wayne Simmons has signed, and Leo Komarov is back with the Toronto Maple Leafs. We're going to just quickly go through this one. I don't need to jump into it. We don't have any big assets to move for any big pieces anyways. Big trade of the day seems to be Arizona giving up Matt Dumba for a first and Amadeus Lombardi from the Detroit Red Wings. Oh, and then Braden Shen to the Winnipeg Jets, so they add even more for Nate Schmidt and Nikita Shabrikov. Ooh, okay, so the Winnipeg Jets are really looking to be the winners this season. They're currently trailing the Senators by 2 points for league lead, but they're built for it. Okay, so up against the Montreal Canadiens here, game 64 of the season. We're gonna quick sim this one, and Ty Berry's back. Let me make the roster moves. All right, a 5-3 win. Very nice way to finish off that trade deadline. Pretty good for us. Let's keep going. I just waived Colton White. Ty Berry's not fully ready yet, but he's going to be ready right now. Josh Brown on waivers from the Manitoba Moose. I'm going to be claiming him because I was actually looking to acquire him, but I didn't see the need to. But now we have him as well. And there we go. Ty Berry is back. Let me get him in the lines. All right, so Berry is in the lines again. Hopefully he can stay healthy this time up against the Philadelphia Flyers. Here, let's go. And it's a 5-4 loss. Not looking too good, but we're going to keep going here up against the Carolina Hurricanes. Samsonov still in net. Let's see how we do against a relatively hot Hurricanes team, and it's a 3-0 loss. Oh, we can't be losing games. We're actually out of a wild card spot now. I bought at this trade deadline. I cannot have this team fall out now. I cannot have them fall out now. How has Barry done since joining the team? No points in 3 games, but he's a +1. Okay, we're going to take Sammy back out of the net. He hasn't been doing good for us. Wolves got to carry us for this win here. Let's go against the Philadelphia Flyers again. They beat us last time. Can we beat them this time? Let's go. Game 67 of the season. It's a 4-3 shootout loss. Okay, we pick up a point, but I need more. I need more from this team against the Washington Capitals team who is fighting for their divisional spot currently. Let's get them. Oh man, I hate them. I hate these constant line changes. I really do. I'm going to quickly send McMahon down. We're going to waive him. Hopefully we don't lose him, and we don't. Good. And let's see, how do we do against the Washington Capitals? We win that one 6-3. Okay, very good. Very good. Matthews has definitely cooled down a bit, but we gotta get him going. Against the Edmonton Oilers here, how do we do? Okay, the Islanders have fired their head coach. I don't really care about that right now. I want to see how my team's done. It's a 3-2 loss. Okay, let me make some quick line changes here because this is panic season now. Okay, I have bumped Nyes up to the top line and Domi down to that fourth line because he just wasn't doing very good. Yarncrow's back with Novak and Bertuzzi on that third line. How has Novak done since joining the team? 4 points in 9 games. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's see if he can keep it up. You know what? No, we're actually going to do this. We're going to put Yarncrow with Matthews and Marner, and then Nyes is going to stay with Novak and Bertuzzi because they're definitely doing good now. Let's see here. We'll steal a net against the Carolina Hurricanes here. We got to beat them. We got to beat them here. Laugesson's out with the pull groin. Okay, so Benoit's going to replace him. It's a 2-1 loss. Guys, we are now 5 points out of a divisional spot. We have a possible 24 points that we can still get on this season, but it's not looking good, guys. It's not looking good. We got to win these games here. We got to win these games here. Against the New Jersey Devils, game 71 of the season. Quick sim this one. It's a 3-2 shootout loss. That's not good. Against the Washington Capitals, we need to pick up a win here. We got to pick up a win. And it's another shootout loss. Okay. Another set of moves coming right up. Panic moves mean panic moves. It's Bertuzzi, Matthews, Marner on that top line. Nyes, Tavares, DeLeo on the second line. Olofsson, Novak, Nylander now on that third line. And then Domi, Yarncrow, and Holmberg on that fourth line. I am really upset with how this team is performing. And then how has Barry done? 3 points in 9 games and a +3. He's doing good. He's doing good. We're going to put Benoit on that third pair with Giordano. And we are actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to double shift Riley. We're going to see if we can get this team going here. Riley with Giordano again on that third pair. And I'm not going to double shift Matthews and Marner, but this team really needs to get their game going here. Against the Buffalo Sabres here, a divisional rival. We are tied with them right now. They're also in the playoff hunt if we are considered in the playoff hunt. We're going to quick sim this game. And Bertuzzi's out with a mild concussion pretty much for the rest of the season. Okay, we're going to replace player. I think that wraps it. Another shootout loss, and your Toronto Maple Leafs are crumbling before your eyes. Matthews is not getting goals now. The team has slowed to a halt. We are 2-4-4 in our last 10, going up against a Florida Panthers team that's 8-2-0 in their last 10. So this is looking out for us. Game 74 of the season. It's a 4-1 win. Okay, we're 4 points out of a wild card spot, but we're currently second last in our division, up against the Tampa Bay Lightning now. Can we get another win? Keep this going? No, it's a 6-3 loss. And you know what, guys? That's it for this one. That's it for this one. Against the Montreal Canadiens, we're going to quick sim this. Game 76 of the season, and Austin Matthews is done for the season with the strained hamstring. That's it. That's a wrap. We win that one 5-4. If we somehow make the playoffs without Matthews, I don't know. I'm going to take a look at the lines. 1 second. It's Nyes, Tavares, Marner on the top line. Olofsson, Domi, Nylander on the second line. Steves, Novak, and DeLeo on that third line. And Yarncrow, Abruzzese, and Holmberg on the fourth line. I pumped this team so much after the trade deadline acquisitions, and they failed me this hard. We're 4 points out of a playoff spot with a potential 12 points still available. We need all 12 of them if we're going to keep up. Against a struggling Pittsburgh Penguins team here, they are 1-8-1 in their last 10. We are going to lose this one. I'm going to quick send this one, but we've lost this one. We win at 6-4. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's good. That's good. Against the New Jersey Devils here, they're 500 in the last 10 games. Let's see. Can we beat them? 6-2 win. Okay, guys. Okay. We're still trailing up against the New Jersey Devils here. We got to beat them again. We got to beat them again, and we lose 4-0, and that has to write it off. That has to write it off. Against the Detroit Red Wings, we still have hope here. I think now we actually have a potential 12 points. No, we don't. We have a potential 10 points. We have a potential 10 points, if I'm not mistaken. No. 8 points. Oh my gosh, I'm doing bad math here. Against the Detroit Red Wings, who are running away with a divisional spot here. They pretty much locked the door for us to get it. Let's see. Can we beat them? Morgan Riley's out with a concussion. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We win 2-1 though. Of course we do. We're 4 points behind the Panthers. There's only 2 games left in the season. It's against the Panthers and the Lightning. I'm going to get Matthews back in the lineup. But guys, I'm sorry. This team just failed you. This team just failed you epically. Alright, I got the lines made. They don't really matter right now. We got Sammy back in net here against the Florida Panthers. You guys might think that's an insane idea, but I think we're mathematically out. I know it doesn't make sense for me to say that, but I don't see us getting this year. It might be a reckless decision. We're going with Sammy. We're going to slow sim these games here. We got to get both wins here in regulation. No overtime. Let's see. First period. Reinhart gets a goal for the Panthers. Verhaeghe gets a goal for the Panthers. Shots are 15-7 in favor of the Florida Panthers, and the score is 2-0. Second period. Whoa! Okay. Okay, Benoit makes it 3-0 for the Panthers, and then we score 5 unanswered. Tavares on the power play, Domi on the power play, Lagesson 5-on-5. Nylander 5v5, and Novak 5v5. The score is currently 5-3, shots 23 apiece. Third period, let's quick send this one. Please don't let them tie it up. And we don't. We beat them in regulation like we needed to. Shots were 36-30, but the score stands 5-3. Oh my gosh, we held them. We held them. Oh my gosh, their season, the Bruins season is done. The Bruins season is done. The Panthers have clinched the playoff spot. The Bruins season is done. Let's see, we're up against the Lightning here. We are mathematically still in it. We are mathematically still in it. If we beat the Lightning in regulation here, we get that playoff spot. Oh my gosh. All right, game 82 of the season. I did not know it was going to come down to the wire here. If we win this one, we're in. Plain and simple. That right? Like, I'm not wrong here. Win and we're in, I think. Let's see. Against the Lightning here. Game 82 of the season. First period. The Lightning have a 1-0 lead. A goal by Anthony Cirelli. Okay. Second period. We tie it up. A goal by Austin Matthews. Oh my gosh. Thank God he's back. Okay. And we're gonna quick send this third period. That's what we do with all regular season games. Quick send the third. Can we take the lead? Shots are 23-18 for your Toronto Maple Leafs. Score is currently 1 apiece. Can we win this in regulation? Oh, we do take the lead, but only 30 seconds later, Cirelli ties it back up. It's 2-2. Come on, let's win this one in overtime. And we do win it. Okay, Chase to Leo. He gets it on Vasilevsky. Does that count? Does that count? It does! Holy crap! Holy crap, guys! Holy crap! Holy crap, guys! Holy crap, guys! The last game of the season. Last game of the season, and not only do we win, we go into a divisional spot. We're gonna take on the Lightning in the first round, but we, oh my gosh, my heart. Oh my gosh, guys, we clinched a playoff spot. We knocked out the Bruins too. Oh my god, there's too many perfections about the way this season ended. Holy crap. Holy crap. We knocked out the Bruins by tiebreaker. Oh my gosh, let's see how this team did in the final stretch. Let's see how this team did in general. Matthew Knies in his first full season had 27 goals and 53 points in 82 games. Matthews missed a few games there at the end, but the team still pulled it together. 46 goals on the season, keeping his streak going of scoring 40 goals or more for 5 straight years now. He had 87 points in 78 games. Marner with 18 goals and 67 assists for 85 and 80, so a little bit of a slow season for Marner. How did Olsen do? 9 points in 19 games. Not great, but not too bad for a guy we got for like a third and a seventh. Tavares, 73 points in 80 games. Very consistent. Nylander with 72 points in 82 games. So not like he did in real life, but still pretty damn good. Yarn Crow with 32 points in 67 games. Not too bad. Thomas Novak with 13 points in 22 games and a +10 after joining the team. So he really got it together for us. That's beautiful. Holmberg with 31 points in 82 games. Max Domi with 39 points in 82 games. And then I did double shift Matthews and Marner on that fourth line, so sue me. Lagesson with 18 points in 39 games as a defender, who was a depth guy for most of the season. That's insane. That's insane. Barry, after joining us, had 10 points in 19 games. He really carried us offensively, especially in Riley's absence. McCabe with 34 points in 77 games. Liljegren with 26 points and a -6 in 82 games. And then, Giordano at 19 points in 74 games as a third pairing defender. He did really well for us. And then Samsonov, holy crap, buddy. You just got the playoffs for us. In those last 2 games, you got the playoffs for us. Thank you so much. Wool did great. 51 games played, 26 wins, 906 save percentage, sub 300 goals against average, 293, and 2 shutouts. He did amazing for us all season. And then Samsonov at the end there, he had 16 wins in 34 games played, a 904 save percentage, 305 goals against average, and 1 shutout. But oh my gosh, he came out clutch for us in those final 2 games in Florida. And that is it for your Toronto Maple Leafs first season in this franchise mode series. And it's not over yet though, because we're off to the playoffs. Another matchup for the third straight damn year against the Tampa Bay Lightning. The third straight year. Let's take a look at the league now. We didn't have any real standout players, and oh my gosh, of course, Brandon Montour is at the top. If you've watched the Butte Bandit series, you understand. If you haven't, go watch it. Holy crap, of course, he finishes with 108 points on the season. Kachuk in third place with 106. Kyle Connor breaking them up, taking that second place position. Verhaeghe also. So that's 3 Panthers in the top 4 scoring. 5, or 4 if you count Barkov at 6th. Holy crap. Leading goal scorer in the NHL was Ovechkin with 48. Matthews just 2 goals behind him. So pretty decent. And then Cole Caulfield with 45. So that's pretty good. I think we know who the best defender in the league was, but who's the second best defender? Adam Fox with 92, followed by Evan Bouchard with 82 and Makar with 81. So we didn't have any massive defenders. We didn't have any standout players really this season. Goaltenders, I think it's pretty fair to say that Woll and Samsonov were not best in the caliber goalies. Not the likes of Ottinger or Binnington or Stuart Skinner. But you know what? We still had a team that pulled it together at the end there and notched the wins that we needed them to notch. And now we're off to the Stanley Cup playoffs again by the luck of our ass against the Tampa Bay Lightning. So in the next video, we'll be going through that first round. Hope to God that we beat them, because if we don't, there's going to be some major changes. I know people have been asking for some big names to go out the door. So far, the biggest name to go out the door is David Camp, but that might change if the next video is a short video. But thank you guys so much for joining me. This has been a blast. Again, I'm going to do it. I'm sorry, I'm going to do it. If you're liking this video, please leave a like down below. Like, comment, subscribe. It only lets me know what you guys want to see more of and what content I should be putting more effort into. You guys have been awesome. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one.